Okay, so this video is kind of a quick follow-up to the previous one, a couple of more things that are in CS but not in modern CS, just miscellaneous things that didn't make it to the previous video because they weren't that notable or important, but I realized there's enough for an entire whole ass video. So let's get to it. Let's start off with something I already mentioned, and that's the whole ammo sharing thing due to the same clip size. Apparently there's a lot more weapons like this. So MP5, dual Berettas, TMP, and Glock have the same 9mm ammo. Additional weapons like this include .45 ACP for USP, MAC-10, and UMP. 5.7 by 28mm for 5.7 and P90. 7.62 by 51mm NATO for AK, Scout, and T-Auto Sniper. 5.56 by 45mm NATO for Galil, M4, AUG, FAMAS, and CT Auto Sniper. Oh, and SG552. Finally, both shotguns use the same shells. This one I really love, having an alternate keybind. Oh my god, to this day, I believe this is so useful, and not because I want to b-hop with mouse wheel up and duck spam with mouse wheel down, but it's just so handy to have a secondary keybind, especially when playing any community game mode. For example, I personally sometimes use caps lock to show the scoreboard while I'm shifting, because on Steam, if I press shift and tab at the same time, that opens the overlay, which can really screw me over. Now, why would I open the scoreboard while shift walking? Sometimes I want to see who's still alive, and I happen to be shifting. Simple as. I bet everybody at some point found use for an alternate keybind for whatever function, so pretty useful. Next up is a map feature, and that's shutting off the lights. Well, there's your use for flashlights and night vision, I guess. The only two maps I can think of from the original map lineup are CS Estate and CS Militia. On Militia, the lights are turned off only for the sewers, and on Estate, first floor lighting can be turned off from the basement, and second floor from the outside behind the building. Again, I will reiterate, this isn't very impactful to the gameplay because maxing out the brightness and gamma fixes the issue. Even on a CRT monitor, which I wish I had right now to show it off because I've played these maps years ago on such a monitor, and whenever someone turns off the lights, it's just kind of whatever. Still doesn't justify $1,250 for night vision. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, did you know you can knife somebody in the head and get a headshot knife kill? Yeah, in the head, it deals tons of damage. Left click slash deals 51 to armored and 60 to unarmored, and secondary stab does up to 4 times as much. 221 versus armored and 260 damage versus unarmored. Additionally, knifing in the head while behind an enemy also works and can be fatal. So, how do you do it? Simply put, just click head, but is it gonna hit exactly in the head? Depends on how close you are, kind of. I'm not exactly sure how this works, I've never been that good on knife servers, but headshotting in the head with a knife is not the most reliable since you have to be very close in order to guarantee it'll hit in the head, otherwise you're gonna hit him in the shoulder or arm and deal the regular amount of damage. Alright, I know I'm kind of rapid firing this, but I did say this was gonna be a quickie, so next on the list, we have vehicles. Vehicles were always a part of Gold Source, so naturally they're gonna be included in CS. But despite them not being included in any official map, well, except maybe ones that were cut, I know Jeepathon 2K has vehicles. It was always something fun that was utilized by the community, and I remember a lot of maps having vehicles and crushing your teammates and crushing your enemies. Yeah, they're very buggy, but in the end of the day, it's still a fun feature. What can I say? Here's something unforgettable though. Stage hazards, and I don't mean just falling from too high or falling off the map, I mean things like burning explosives, frostbite even. Hazards exist in other CS games, but more prevalent in 1.6. This spot on DE Torn burns real fast, you can fall under the ice on DE Survivor, and while there aren't any specifically placed explosives, guess somebody thought that through, there are still some places I know can deal explosive damage. The cut Jeepathon 2K map had explosive barrels. Destroying the camera antenna on Assault while being too close to it can deal damage. This poopy Easter egg on Militia explodes but deals no damage, and finally the music box on Italy, although exploding, deals no damage. And I had a bit of a Mandela effect with that one. I thought it always did damage, but I'm sure there's tons of community maps with all kinds of explosives, toxins, and any hazard you can think of. Lastly, I want to mention the mouths move when a player is talking, which is such a nice detail. I wish CSGO had it. Like, how hard would it be to just animate a mouth moving while a teammate is talking? It can be subtle, but it would be nice.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Arby's Burger King. What can I get ya? Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. Ooh, would you like an apple pie with that? Ooh, would you like an apple pie with Alright, you know what? I'm done with this. Get the hell out of my McDonald's.
And that's it. Maybe there's even more trivial features I'm missing, but I just decided on a whim to make this as an extra to the previous video. As always, there's a lot of other things I can talk about, but that's gonna be for next time. As of now, I'm gonna rummage through the wiki and look for other things to look for. Not the CS wiki per se, but I don't know. Is there a documentary about toothpicks on YouTube? Well, maybe not. Maybe there is, actually.